Shalom, shalom. It's your brother Adar with a really quick lesson. Before I get this lesson started, I want to give all praises and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and the apostles, the great millstone of whom I learned from, and a shalom to the brothers taking this truth, the new song to the four corners of the earth, bidding the hopefully elect, the elect of Yasharallah, to the marriage supper of the Lamb, Yahweh Shai. This is some more spewing. This gentleman is Shahid King Balsan. I believe he's an Edomite that has converted to Islam, and he is basically being forged as a weapon by the Spirit. His mouth is just open against the West, and he has a ton of listeners, and he makes a lot of excellent points. I believe that that precept is their tongue shall fall upon themselves. I'm gonna let this lesson play and just grab a few precepts, and this will be a short lesson, but listen to some of the points he's making.
Situation right now, right at this exact moment, right now, to tell you how much power America has lost. So all of you who are thinking that America is too powerful, the U.S. is too powerful, you're thinking of the world situation as it was around 30 years ago, and the psychological trauma that the world has suffered as a result of American domination has caused everyone to, as they say, once bitten, twice shy. Well, the world.
Let's get that precept. Hold on. This is for the Israelites, but it does apply to the other nations because Esau is a cruel ruler. Let me see. I have stricken you. I have stricken you with the wounds of a cruel, with the wounds of a cruel enemy. Let's see if that pulls that up. Okay, yeah. So this is specifically to the Israelites, but it can apply to the other nations. But for us, we committed adultery, and we lusted after the gods and the ways of the heathen nations. And it's all this theme is all throughout the scriptures, right? And this is why we were punished, and then made slaves, and then forced to be slaves to the nations that we were committing adultery against our power with. So this is Jeremiah 30:14. All thy lovers have forgotten thee. They seek thee not, for I have wounded thee with the wound of an enemy, with the chastisement of a cruel one, for the multitude of thine iniquity, because thy sins were increased. And that's the reason why we were punished. And now we also know that I believe Esau is the sword. He is also called the sword, the wicked. The wicked, who is thy sword. Yahweh uses Esau on the left-hand side. So the actual prince demon Satan, that Alahayim, all those left-handed spirits, they are the left-handed expression of Yahweh. And the physical counterpart, the specific nation of people on the earth that the left-handed Alahayim use, are Amalek and Esau. Amalek being the head tribe of Esau, Edom, and Edom being the so-called white man on the earth today. So this is Psalm 17:13. Arise, O Lord, and disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked. This is specific. It's talking about a nation of people, which is thy sword. Okay, so that's talking about Esau, Edom, and so we see that Esau, Edom is the sword. He's also Babylon, talking about America being the hammer. Let's see if I can pull this up, and I'm going to go back to the video. Let me see. The hammer of the earth. The hammer. Oops. The hammer of this. Let me see if I'm doing that right. Nope. Okay, that is it. So this is actually like a mockery type. So look at this. So this is, how is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder? And now this is like after they fall down, right? Let me see if I can get some context to this. A sound of battle is in the land and of great destruction. So this is now Esau falling down, right? He's falling down. He's getting his judgment. Now he's the champion that's losing the title in front of the whole world, right? And how is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How is Babylon become a desolation among the nations? Now, this is what we are at the beginning of, and this is what this man is complaining about. But look how Esau, look how Babylon, America, the West, is being described. How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder? Think about it. Look at all the victories that America has had. World War I, World War II, the Korean War, Desert Storm, Vietnam. I mean, it's endless. Colonization, right? Slavery, just the petrodollar, what they've been able to pull, the amount of resources they have been able to get away with, their media, the ability they have, the staggering ability they have, the conscious wisdom on the left-hand side that they have to lie and deceive through Hollywood and the radio and the press, how they were able to make themselves look so magnificent, so wonderful, so if you look at all the 50s movies like Leave It to Beaver and Happy Days, what are you seeing? You're seeing very loving, caring, painless looking people that just look they're so harmless looking, right? It's the same fucking race that took the planet over. You typically don't look at white characters on television and movies, right? You don't look at the Happy Days characters. You don't look at Leave It to Beaver. Pull up a Leave It to Beaver. Let's try it. Look at this. Watch. Just real quick. Let's pull up a Leave It to Beaver. Just a little weirdo episode. Let me see. Leave it to Beaver. Let's just something, okay, so look, let me see. Let's just find something really quick. I want to show you just how these, I might go back to that. Okay, look. So look, just really quick, okay? Look. So come on.
The thing about the Grand Canyon is the way it changes under every light. You got to see it at sunrise, at sunset, with the storm over it. The thing to do, Beaver, is to look at it first from the Harvey house, then go on up to the Hopi house, and then it says here he's only going to be there for 40 minutes. I mean, they only give him 40 minutes for the Grand Canyon?
Yeah, I guess I'm going to have to do a lot of running on this trip.
See, look, one more. Let's try this one.
Google Pixel 9 Pro with AdMe. Now you won't leave anyone out. Just snap a photo.
Earlier, I took you on a tour of the Leave It to Beaver.
All right, that's not it. I just want to show you. Listen to the music. It's like quirky as shit, right? This is all done. You guys have to understand, this is all done with left-handed wisdom. What year were these TV shows coming out on television? What had this specific race of people accomplished for so many years before this television show came on? How much fucking war? How many dead bodies? Dude, they dropped 2 bombs on Japan and they killed 250,000 Japanese. And then when they communicated what they did, they used this same method. They used these voices that sound harmless. They used camera angles where they were able to pull off one of the biggest murder scenes in human history through their technology and make themselves look like they were the victim and the hero, and that the Japanese were the monsters that needed to be done to. They were able to pull that shit off. And then afterwards, these same people were able to convince the world to be afraid of every brown person that might be trying to create the same bombs that they already have and had already used. How do you do that? How do you bomb a nation with 2 atomic bombs and then convince the world to be afraid of everybody else that might maybe want to make those bombs, and to look at you like you're the safe person and you have those bombs and you use those bombs? Try to chew on that shit. This is how, though. Look. This is how. Program after program after program on the airwaves of them making themselves look like this. You see the house?
Ward? Mm-hmm? Ward, I wish you'd speak to the beaver. He came home today with a sole gone from one of his shoes.
Would you ask him how it happened?
Well, when I brought it to his attention, he seemed surprised that it was even missing.
Well, I guess at that age, it's easy to act surprised at almost anything.
What are you reading?
See, and this
is the catalog, beaver.
This is the image that the entire world has of. This is the image that the entire world had of these people. Now let's pull up an atomic bomb real quick. And this people did this. Atomic bomb. Yeah, just look. This is the same race. This is the same race.
America, where on Yucca Flats, Nevada, U.S. Marines take cover while on atom bomb maneuvers. And just over 3 miles away, the now familiar blinding flash. Chief purpose of these explosions have been to ensure that the atom bomb can be used in full-scale offensives on land without leaving its deadly radiation in the target area. So the U.S. Marines, like the whole world, watch the effects of the blast and wonder. America, where on...
This is what they were able to do. Now let's go back to this. So I just went on that tangent to say, now listen to what this man is saying about these people.
Has felt the lash of the United States. They felt the sting of the lash of the United States for decade after decade after decade. So now we keep waiting for that lash again. We keep waiting, thinking that they're going to lash the world again and that you can never rise up against them. But that slave master has gotten old. That slave master has gotten weak, and his former slaves have gotten stronger. It's like if America took if you compare.
And now,
to say, for example,
now let's get that one precept, because I don't want to get too off the point. Let the weak say, I am strong. And it's talking about the other nations getting their atomic bombs up in order to launch back at Esau. Let the weak say, I am strong. See, Christianity used to use this scripture on like a different level, like about being poor and poverty, from going from poverty to having money. No. Joel chapter 3, verse 10, beat your plowshares into swords. And we know that Joel chapter 3, we know that the whole book, but Joel chapter 3 is a prophecy about today's time, because it mentions the transatlantic slave trade in detail by listing the nations that were involved in the transatlantic slave trade. And we know that we are in the era that just came out of that we're still physically in the countries that we were scattered to the transatlantic slave trade. And then now it also mentions the atomic missiles. And we know that just in World War II, 2 atomic bombs were used. And we now know that we are getting ready to go into World War III, and Joel chapter 3 talks about World War III in detail. And this is one of the precepts. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. That's talking about the missiles. Let the weak say, I am strong. So when you see this precept and you understand that's what it's talking about, and then you hear this man talking about how everybody's been under the strength of America and they've been afraid of it. Look, let's pull it back. See what he's saying.
For that lash again. We keep waiting, thinking that they're going to lash the world again and that you can...
Okay, what's he talking about? He's talking about this.
On Yucca Flats, Nevada, U.S. Marines take cover while on atom bomb maneuvers. And just over 3 miles away, the now familiar blinding flash. Chief purpose of these explosions have been to ensure that the atom bomb can be used in full-scale offensives on land.
Okay, is that not a lash? Would that not lash you? Would that not F you up if that hit your country? Well, they did this twice to Japan in front of the whole world, you guys. And they're the only race that ever did it, and then they somehow were able to convince the fucking world that everybody else is the bad guy and they're the good guy. How the fuck you do that? Through lying and manipulation and left-handed power. Witchcraft, enchantments, literal magic, real blood feast transactions through left-handed spirits that they do, however they do them, and then having this technology, having the media and the control of the media, the press and the radio, and then always showing you shit like this.
That's a outboard motorboat. It has a kind of
this. So even though they were able to do fucking atomic bomb shit, even though they were able to drop atomic bombs on your fucking ass, they filled your minds with this image, and everybody's like, oh, white people are so lovely. I want to be like them. I want to dress like them. I want to shave my beard and cut my hair. I want to do everything they do.
kind of an inverted bottom. The design was way ahead of its time. You see, it'd get right up on top of the water.
Never rise up against them. But that slave master has gotten old. That slave master has gotten weak. And his former slaves have gotten stronger. It's like if America took if you compare it to, say, for example, a hostage taker who takes a bunch of children hostage and keeps them for years and years and years. Well, they grow stronger while he gets.
And how are they growing stronger? Let's just pull up the BRICS nations real quick. The BRICS nations. Boom. Just, I don't know. Okay, you can see it. So what do you see?
Oh, wow. She's been looking for an insight in that data forever.
Oh, hi. I'm gonna find it.
Did you tell her about Sassfire? No, I thought you did.
You're gonna tell her.
Oh, no.
The quickest way from a billion points of data to a point of view. Sassfire.
Presidente da República da África do Sul.
The group of emerging economies known as BRICS makes up more than 40% of the world's population and a quarter of the global economy.
And this is a relatively old video. This is like 11 months ago. I'm just trying to make a point. I don't want to go too much into detail, but these are the people that are getting strong. And this is all prophecy, man. And they're turning on America. America, Esau, the so-called white man, is not the fucking victim here, you guys. America, and our way of life is not in danger. This country and how it functions and how the way the race of people that operate in it, who rule in it, have done the world has been a terror, has been a hammer to the whole earth, bro. What is a hammer? It turns everything else into a fucking nail. So that means Esau was hitting everybody. They weren't hitting him. He was on the offense. He was pursuing whatever he wanted, he took it. Whatever borders he wanted to cross, he crossed them. Whatever house he wanted to break into, he broke into it. But he used the media to make himself look like Leave It to Beaver. And so he had the whole country convinced he was a good guy and everybody else was a bad guy. No, that shit's over now, man. Prophecy says it's done. He's being exposed for what the fuck he is.
And more countries want to join the club, which aims to challenge a world order seen to be dominated by the U.S. and its Western allies. But what exactly is BRICS? Who wants in? And why? Underscoring the growth potential of Brazil, Russia, India, and China, a chief economist at Goldman Sachs came up with the BRIC acronym in 2001. The group was founded as an informal club in 2009. Its creation initiated by Russia. South Africa joined the following year.
So you see that. Let's go back to this.
Older and weaker. And that's what's happened with the United States vis-a-vis the world. And you can look at, as I say, the situation right now. What's happening right now? Everyone, America, everyone, Europe, the West, everyone is doing what? Waiting to see what Iran is going to do. They're waiting to see what Iran is going to do, if Iran is going to retaliate and how they're going to retaliate. 30 years ago, no one would be waiting. 30 years ago, America would have just directly attacked Iran in a preemptive strike. They would have been able to...
Because 30 years ago, America, like right now, they were the hammer of the earth. Just like prophecy says, right? But now they're becoming weak.
build a coalition of all the European nations. They would have even been able to build a coalition with the GCC, the Arab nations, against Iran. Everyone would have been on board because they wouldn't have had a choice not to be. And Iran would have been devastated already. And all of the people of Gaza would have already been expelled from Gaza. They would have been expelled into the Sinai. And they tried to do that. But everybody has the option now to say no. Egypt said no. Jordan said no. Saudi Arabia said no. And they can't force them. They can't force their hand. Because now there's the rise of the global south. Now there's a rise of BRICS. Now the global consensus actually has some power now. Because the global consensus, as I say, has always been the global consensus, whether it's on the issue of Palestine or anything else. If you had the time, you could go back and look at every vote in the General Assembly with regards to Israel or with regards to almost any other issue. And there's always a global consensus, and America is always on the other side of the global consensus. And then America got to overrule. Well, the actual, real existing power of the United States isn't anything like what it used to be. The vision that you have in your mind of American power is obsolete now. The vision that you have in your mind is outdated. If it was 30 years ago, if it was in the 1990s, the scenario that we're facing right now with regards to Israel and Iran, if that was playing out in the 1990s or even the early 2000s, well, there wouldn't even be an Iran anymore. There would have been a massive global international community, so-called Western country coalition attack on Iran preemptively. No one would be waiting to see what Iran is going to do. But everyone is shaking in their boots, waiting to see what's going to happen, because they're not sure if they're going to be able to deal with whatever Iran is going to do. I'm just saying, this is the facts. America is waiting. Everyone is on tenterhooks, waiting to see what's going to happen, because they don't have the actual power anymore to force their will on the world. So this...
And what's that precept? Let me see. I have made thee weak. Let me see. I have made thee small. Yeah, I've made thee small among the heathen. There's what's I have made thee small among the heathen. I believe that's it. Let me see. Yep, I have made thee small among the heathen. So we know that Obadiah is directly. So let's get it. So Obadiah is one page. This is what blew me away. One of the many things that blew me away. When I woke up, man, I read the Bible a lot. I read Obadiah. I never had it broken down to me when I was a Christian, and I never heard anybody in Christianity when I woke up. I realized, wait a minute, how come no one ever went into this book? It's just one page. Look, it's 21 verses. That is it. It is an extremely powerful prophecy that is specifically and only directed as far as the violence and the judgment and the destruction is concerned. It is specifically directed. It's a laser beam on the forehead of Edom. Ephraim and Judah are mentioned, but they are the weapons after the Most High decimates Edom. Listen, look at this. The vision of Obadiah. This is verse 1. Thus saith the Lord power concerning Edom. So right there we know this entire page, this prophecy, this future prophecy, is calling out the nation, the seed line, the race of people known as Edom in the Bible. Edom are the descendants of Esau. The vision of Obadiah. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from Yahweh, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. Behold, this is the Most High saying this. I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. And this, we are seeing this now. This is what you are seeing all over the earth. It's being covered over, or the attempt to cover it over is anti-American, anti-white, oh my God, or anti-patriotism, anti-Western. No, this is the beginning of prophecy. America is Edom. America is Mystery Babylon. America, the West is Mystery Babylon. You got to look at the West and America and the so-called white man the way the prophecy and the Bible speaks about him, not the way he has spoken about himself using all of these fucking enchantments, okay? Making himself out to be these people, leave it to Beaver. This is the illusion right here. This shit right here, man. You
For the water, and by reducing friction.
This is very powerful. I'm just using this one. You got so many television programs. You have so many commercials. You have so many movie stars that were used to program the earth into making this the planet, making this person that you see on the screen look like he's a fucking good guy, bro. And yet, this is how the Most High speaks about this race of people. There's no leave it to fucking Beaver in here. There's no Happy Days in here. There's no, just think of any of the TV shows, Gilligan's fucking Island, Little Rascals, all the Three Stooges, wrestling, all the movies that made these people look like they're amazing. That's not in here, man. Verse 3, the pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock. That's a reference to Petra and where they come from, whose habitation is high. And it's also how they were the first to build high rises here in America, the skyscraper, and how everybody else copycatted them. That's a reference to them living in the clefts of the rock, in the caves. Okay, it's a trait that they have in their architectural buildings. Whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? This goes into their pride. Verse 4, though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith Yahweh. Verse 4, I'm going to prove two things, and then we'll move back onto the video. We know that their national bird is the eagle. Let's say the eagle has landed. The eagle has landed. They said this when they fake landed the moon. God damn, man, these fucking commercials. Hold on, man.
Eagle, Houston, we see you on the steerable, over.
So this is when they landed on the moon, right? When they faked it.
Eagle, I'm done.
So this is when they fake landed on the moon. I'm going to fast forward it because I want you to hear the part where he says the eagle has landed. There's a reason why they say this.
20 feet. Lights on. Forward. 40 feet down, 2.5. Picking up some dust. Straight shadow. 4 forward, drifting to the right a little. 30 seconds forward. Contact light. Okay, engine stop. We copy you down, Eagle.
See, we copy you down, Eagle.
Houston, Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed. Houston, Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed. Houston, Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.
Okay, so now let's pull up just really quick. Let's fucking pull up Roman coins. So you got Roman coins, right? Images. You got Roman coins, and you see what? What do you see, you guys? What do you see? You see an eagle, and you see an Edomite, right? Okay, there you go again. That's another Roman coin. You see the eagle, you see the eagle, you see it, you see it, you see it. It's the exact same fucking eagle on the back of the American quarter. Boom. You see it. That's who these people are. This is how you do forensics. You have to read the Bible and prophecy. Well, you got to be a Hebrew Israelite to have understanding, or you got to be listening to the prophets who have understanding to even get this. You see, because Psalms 147, 19 and 20 proves that. So you see all these references to eagles, and we know that America is the revised Roman Empire. It is the little horn, the 8th of the 7. We understand all this. This is who prophecy is speaking about. You know, you see the visuals. You see modern day quarters, and you see ancient Roman quarters. It's the same fucking race of people, you guys, doing this shit. Now, let's go back to Obadiah, and you see what it says in Obadiah verse 4. Though thou exalt thyself like the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down. And so what? That took place in 1969, 1968, when that fucking fake moon landing was. That's also around the same time that we begin to wake up according to prophecy, the 3 days and a half. The Spirit was breathed on us, and we began to wake up into our heritage. No man on the earth was going to teach us who we were. We were being told that we're Black, African American, Mexican, Native American Indians. We had been renamed by these motherfuckers because they completely conquered us. And America has not been a fucking playground, a blessing, paradise for us. It has been a fucking prison and a nightmare, because it was the punishment of our God that was doing this. Because of what we had done in the past, the adulteries that we had done, even though Christianity doesn't teach it like this, but we don't follow fucking Christianity. So I'm saying all that to say this, and let's go back here.
This image that you have in your mind of this all-powerful super state, that reality doesn't exist anymore except in your mind. So the main thing is you have to get that out of your mind, because that's the only place that version of reality exists. That's not the reality of the world that we live in today. And so, yes, we can.
And you got to understand how prophecy, it goes back and forth. You can be reading a page right here, but see, verse 4 is happening now, right? But it started a few years back. And look, this sounds like it's past tense, but this is what's happening now. Behold, this is happening now. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. And that is what we are at the beginning stages now. This is why the famine of the earth, of the world, the famine of the word is going to come, is because the one race of people taking the biggest hit on the internet is the so-called white man, the Edomites, and the Amalekites, the so-called small hats, the small hats, the ones that claim to be Jews. They're related. And people don't think they're related, but they're the same nation of people. It's just the small hats. Amalek has done such a good job at lying and being selfish with everything and saying, oh, we're separate, we're the Jews, when they're not, right? But they are the head tribe, and they are the first, and they have all the power. But they're related to the so-called regular white people. They're the same. They're just different tribes. But now we're seeing everybody on the internet is pointing to this specific group of people. Everybody does wrong things, you guys. Everybody does bad shit. But the main culprit is the so-called white man.
Get them expelled from the United Nations. And we can actually get members of the Security Council who you think will veto it. France and the UK, you think that they will veto this measure. But I'm telling you, this isn't the world that we live in anymore. The UK and France have to think about their future. If they remain tied to America, then they're going to become slaves. They're already becoming slaves to the United States.
And now, where is that? I believe, okay, so let me see. So look at verse 6. How art the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? Verse 7 goes into what he was talking about. The UK, the beast, the beast system, the 10 horns, NATO and the EU, they're eventually going to turn on America, and they are going to drop bombs on America, because the Edomites, the section of Edomites in America, have become so gluttonous and greedy and blinded with greed and power that they're just, which this is what they've always done. A house divided cannot stand, right? The Russians are also Edomites, but they're not a part of the beast system. And Rome fell because they were fighting. So look at verse 7. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. And what is the one in Revelation? The beast shall hate the whore. And then I'm going to go back to the man, and then we're going to be done. The beast. Now you got to understand, the beast is a system of Edomites, and the whore is a system of Edomites. The beast is talking about the beast is talking about EU and NATO, right? And the whore is talking about America, Mystery Babylon. But who runs America? Esau shall hate the whore, right? The whore. So this is your ultimate white on white crime, if you want it, because every time they see someone black shooting somebody black, what is it called? It's black on black crime. Well, the whore and the beast are controlled by so-called white people who are Edomites. And look, and the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and eat her flesh, and burn her with fire. That's going into World War III, the ICBM missiles. So when America is going to get hit with missiles in the future, it won't just be Russia and the BRICS nations. It's also going to be a mixture of fucking the EU and NATO also. It's going to be fucking bad, man. So that's what this is going into. But this is what he's talking about.
They're going to become what we were in the previous decades. All of Europe is going to be subjugated by the United States. And meanwhile, the global south is going to rise. France is thinking about all of the power and the influence that they've lost in Africa.
And remember, didn't fucking America bomb the Nord Stream pipeline? And that was oil going from who? From white people, Edomites, Russians, to Europe, who are what? Edomites, white people in Europe, and Edomites in America bombed that pipeline. So that's white on white crime. The Edomites that are in control in America bombed that pipeline. And I think the very next day offered Europe oil for like even but at higher prices of money. So the Russians lost billions or trillions of dollars, and they're Edomites, and then the Edomites in Europe are now suffering because of what the Edomites did in America, right? But this is not how the news tells this to you. And everybody's all talking about, America. No, America is fucked.
That was part of how they even were able to survive as a country. With their access to resources in, for example, Mali, Niger, Burkina Faso, well, they got kicked out.
And he's talking about all the fucking resources that the fucking white man in France was taking out of Africa for the past 70 years. Like, dude, it's all this shit's coming out about what this one race of people. Dude, these fucking people are horrible, man. And yet they've filled the earth with images of black men doing little fucking carjackings, which are horrible. You don't do that. You don't steal someone's car. But this race of people, they take entire fucking countries' resources for decades at a fucking time while they're telling you about the one black dude stealing the one white woman's fucking car in Beverly Hills. And so everybody sees the news. That fucking nigger, he fucking stole it. Those savages, they gotta be locked up. And again, you don't steal someone's car. You're an asshole for doing that. You don't steal someone's fucking car. That's one of our laws. Thou shalt not steal, Jacob. That specific law was given to us. We are not supposed to steal. But Esau is in whole entire countries stealing entire resources. Not one little piece one day, on decades at a time, you guys. And you're hearing this man spew this.
They're thinking about repairing their relationship with the global south. They're thinking about trying to recover their relationship with Africa, their relationship also even with China. They're thinking about how they're going to go forward in the future. And the future is not American. That's a fact. The future of this world is not an American future. And the countries that are on the Security Council, we don't need to worry about what China is going to do on the Security Council. We don't need to worry about Russia is going to do on the Security Council. Obviously, they're not going to veto a movement to expel the United States from the UN. The only danger is from France and the UK. But I'm telling you, that they have to think about their own future and they have to be foresightful. And the way that the balance of power has changed, it's not a given that they will veto it. At the most, they might abstain from a vote on Article 6. And then it will go to the General Assembly, and we just need to get a 2/3 majority at the General Assembly to invoke Article 6 against the United States. And I think that if you were to hold a vote right now at the General Assembly as to whether or not they want to expel the United States from the UN, I think you would see the largest consensus, the largest, almost near unanimous vote in favor of expelling the United States from the UN.
Okay, so look, I'm going to stop with this. I'm going to end with two Salakia, not fucking, the two prophecies. So look, going back to here, look. Verse 2, behold, I have made thee small among the heathen, thou art greatly despised. What did you just hear him saying? Everybody is turning on these people, even themselves, because of all the trash they've done, right? And no matter what they vote on, no matter what their plans are for this world, because he keeps saying this world doesn't have an American future. Let's play some of that back again.
You can look at the situation right now in the 19th Global South from a vote on Article 6. And then it will go to the General Assembly, and we just need to get a 2/3 majority at the General Assembly to invoke Article 6 against the United States. And I think that if you were to hold a vote right now at the General Assembly as to whether or not they want to expel the United States from the UN, I think you would see the largest consensus, the largest, almost near unanimous vote in favor of expelling the United States from the UN. Also, even with China, they're thinking about how they're going to go forward in the future, and the future is not American.
That's what I wanted. The future is not American. But what do you think he's talking about? And this is what I want. This was the perfect, that's what I wanted. I wanted that exact quote, because the future is not American, which means what? The future is not white. It is not Edomite. It's not Esau. Because Daniel chapter 2 tells you why. The rock cut without hands knocks over the statue. And that statue is what? It's a gold head, a silver chest, a bronze waist, and legs and toes of iron and clay. And all four of those elements were four different nations of people who were called to rule. And the last nation, the iron and clay and the 10 toes, are the Edomites. And this is what Christianity never told you. And this is what the media never fucking told you. This is what Leave It to Beaver never told you. Happy Days never told you. Nobody ever told you that the white man had a day where he would no longer be in power. Because they told you that Jesus was white. They told you his name was Jesus when it's Yahushai. They told you his people were white, so you assume that white people will always be in some form of a rulership position. Well, because white Jesus is going to rule, even if you don't believe in it. So the whole thing is coming down. And I want to show you this. And I'm going to end it. I had another precept I want to do, but I don't want to take so long. So Esau is the end of the world. So that we are coming to the end of his age, right? And what does it say? For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. There's going to be no more white rulership in the future. We still have to go through Jacob's trouble. The MOTB has to start too. America will collapse. It will get rough. We're going to have to go through the straight gate. It will be tough, but we're going to come out as pure gold at the end and be married to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, man. And Yahushai gets his rulership on the earth. I pray that this lesson was edifying. Actually, you know what? Let me get one more, man. Hold on. I got to get one more. Sorry, Salakia. So this is going to be Second Esdras 11. Second Esdras 11. So now we know that this is talking about the Roman Empire before it fell. Let me get a different version. Okay, yeah. So this goes into the eagle with contrary wings. Let me see. Hold up. Let me just so you know, for those of you who are not familiar with this is one of the major reasons they took out the Apocrypha, 14 books, because this chapter right here it describes Rome as the eagle. Okay, hold up. Let me And it's a very long, let me see. Okay. So look at verse 5. So moreover, I beheld, and lo, the eagle flew with her feathers, and reigned upon earth, and over them that dwell therein. Talking about the Roman Empire. And I saw that all things under heaven were subject unto her. And no man spake against her. No, not one creature upon earth. Boom. So we're coming out of that. Because you could hear the man saying, what, 30 years ago, nobody would even attempt to fucking try to withstand the U.S., right? Because it has such a firm grip on the world. And I beheld, and lo, the eagle rose upon her talons, and spake to her feathers, saying, watch not all at once, sleep every one in his own place, and watch by course. Now, I'm going to skip a lot of this, because this is talking about the Roman Empire thousands of years ago before it fell. And then now we are now living in the revived Roman Empire. Satan has been let out of his prison. It's talking about this country, this man. He was let out of his prison to deceive the whole world, and that's what we are now experiencing, and that's about to start falling down now. But you can see, hold on, I want to find where the line comes up, because that's Yahushai. Okay, look at verse 37. So this is Yahushai. And I beheld, and lo, as it were, a roaring lion chased out of the woods. And I saw that he sent out a man's voice unto the eagle, and said, hear thou, I will talk with thee, and the highest shall say unto thee. Because Yahushua always honors his Father. He always perfectly represents his Father on the earth, and even in the heavens. And even here, while he is being sent to rebuke and destroy Esau, Edom, and take his throne and his crown on the earth, he is giving honor to his Father. And those of us who are his little brothers, we love to watch him do this, because it helps us learn how to be better sons. And I just had to throw that in there. But look, I'm going to read it again. So verse 36, hear thou, and I will talk with thee, and the highest shall say unto thee, art not thou it that remaineth of the four beasts? Who are the four beasts? You go to the book of Daniel, and you read Daniel chapter 2, 9, it talks about the four nations that would rule the earth. Babylon, the Medes and the Persians, the Greeks, and the Romans. And we are now in the final leg of the Roman Empire. And those were all races of people, you guys. And so here we are at the end, right here in this prophecy. Art not thou it that remainest of the four beasts whom I made to reign in my world? So the rulership of Esau, Edom was by the Most High and his son, that the end of their times might come through them. And the fourth came and overcame all the beasts that were past, okay, and had power over the world with great fearfulness, and over the whole compass of the earth with much wicked oppression. This is the statement of what the white man has done in the earth. This is how the Most High and his son speak about all the things that Esau has done in the earth. And so long time dwelt he upon the earth with deceit. All they do is lie. For the earth hast thou not judged with truth. For thou hast afflicted the meek, thou hast hurt the peaceable, thou hast loved liars, and destroyed the dwellings of them that brought forth fruit, and hast cast down the walls of such as did thee no harm. Therefore is thy wrongful dealing come up unto the highest, and thy pride unto the mighty. The highest also hath looked upon the proud times, and behold, they are ended, and his abominations are fulfilled. And therefore appear no more, thou eagle, nor thy horrible wings, nor thy wicked feathers, nor thy malicious heads, nor thy hurtful claws, nor all thy vain body, that all the earth may be refreshed, and may return, being delivered from thy violence, and that she may hope for the judgment and mercy of him that made her. Pretty deep, huh? The earth will not know peace. The earth will not know peace. The earth will not know peace until this race of people is brought down. And so you're telling me that this is not talking about the white man? It's talking about somebody else? Get the fuck out of here, man. See, people that hear all this information and they still buck up against it, they're in a delusion, man. You're chosen not to know, man. And so let me just pull up one more. The next rulership after Esau is destroyed is Yahushai. He is the star that comes out of Jacob. 2nd Esdras 6:9. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. And in the book of Numbers, the star that rises out of Jacob. Out of Jacob. So if Jacob's going to rule, Yahushua is that star, right? Boom. I see him, but not now. This is Numbers 24:17. I shall see him, but not now. I shall behold him, but not nigh. There shall come a star out of Jacob, and a scepter shall rise out of Yasharallah, Israel, and shall smite the corners of Moab and destroy all the children of Seth. Look at the next verse. Look at the next one. Numbers 24:18. And Edom shall be a possession. Seir also shall be a possession for all his enemies, and Israel shall do valiantly. So we know Mount Seir is a reference to Edom, and we know Edom is a reference to Edom, and Moab is talking about China. So it's not a good thing for Yahushai and the Israelites to rule concerning the other nations, because for them they become slaves. Look at this. And Edom shall become a possession. When Yahushai the star, that's talking about Yahushai right there, you guys. The one the world ignorantly calls Jesus. When Yahushai shows up, Edom becomes a possession. So Yahushai means slavery for the so-called white man. This is how you read the Bible correctly. You see what I'm saying? So Edom shall become a possession, right? Let me see if I can get back to... And then so you see right here. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Our salvation, our rulership is connected to their destruction and their slavery. You got to understand this. So this is why all this was taken out of the Bible, because Christianity doesn't teach this. I pray this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakodash, and double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone of whom I learned from, and a shalom to the other brothers, the hopeful elect, taking this truth to the four corners of the earth. This is your brother Radah. Shalom.